you have to admit that there's an issue. And it doesn't have to be the same, like, oh, I have a problem, I relapse. But whatever the issue is, okay, I have this issue here. It's present, it's there, I acknowledge it. Then you can think about, what am I going to do about that? Hello, everyone. I'm Erica.
And I'm Akilah.
Welcome to HeartsChat. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of HeartsChat. So tonight we're talking about Wendy Williams. You know, who hasn't been talking about Wendy Williams? But we're talking about Wendy Williams in the sense that, sort of as an example, to put yourself first when it comes to relationships. So we're going to dive into that today and just share our thoughts and our opinions and a little bit of advice, what we think about this.
Yes, definitely. So, Erica, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I think that marriage is a sacred union, but your relationship and love for yourself is sacred too. So I think if you are not okay and you're not good and you don't put yourself first, you can't be your best for your relationship as well. A relationship needs to be you over there as a whole person, you over there as a whole person, and you come together.
Absolutely.
Yes, both healthy people. I take care of myself, take care of yourself, and then we come together. It shouldn't be, I'm gonna neglect myself for you, or like put you on such a higher pedestal that I don't take care of myself, or that whatever you do impacts me in a great way where it seems like I don't care about myself. In this situation, like, for example, allegedly, we all have been hearing about this, about her husband, Wendy's husband, just having a baby, outside of their marriage. And supposedly, when Wendy found out, she relapsed and then had to be hospitalized to sober her up. And
yeah,
I don't think anybody is worth your sobriety or your life, because you could die,
Absolutely.
or your career, or your family. Like, no one is worth it.
No, absolutely. And I think what you like touched on in terms of being whole people is a lot of times people lose themselves in relationships. And that, I feel like, stems from, the messages of, the romantic message of, oh, this person completes me.
Yeah.
In reality, if we break down that message, it's really actually unhealthy. Like, there shouldn't be anyone out there that completes you. It should be more of somebody who compliments you, so that it's not like you become dependent on one, like fully dependent on one another. Like, there's an ounce of dependency in a relationship because it's a relationship, but it shouldn't be to the point where you're not, like Erica said, taking care of yourself and your needs, because if you're not healthy, we can't take care of people in general. It's really, really important. I stress this a lot. It's like to have your own individual health and your own individual health and come together in a relationship, so then you guys can move forward together. And that person shouldn't make you happy. That person should add to your already happiness, because then we get into some, like I said before, some codependency type relationships, which are very unhealthy.
Exactly. And I also think maybe in the case of Wendy, there could be several things. It could be that she's putting her spouse first. It could also be that she's just putting the image of her relationship first. That could be
absolutely
another thing, that she just wants it to appear a certain kind of way, and she will do like anything at any cost, but it's costing her sanity, her sobriety, it's impacting her show. And, the list just goes on. And that's for anybody,
No,
at cost,
No, I definitely agree. And don't get us wrong. We know infidelity can be a very terrible thing to go through. And people, have these feelings of betrayal, and even adding in Wendy's sobriety. Like, that's such an important time to take care of yourself because of that risk. And it really is important to kind of, no matter who you're with, no matter what relationship, even in marriages, we have to set firm boundaries with people, and we can't allow people to have so much control over our own emotions.
Right. And you try to be positive, but I know, when you're in a relationship, you have to talk about those certain situations, like what would happen if, like if you're in a committed relationship, you have to have those serious conversations. Like you don't want to be morbid, you don't want to think negative, you don't want to call those things into your life, but you have to say, okay, well, what happened if this? What are we going to do about that? How are we going to handle that? And maybe there's certain things.
Absolutely.
There's certain things you got to think about for yourself that maybe like, okay, what would I do if there was like this infidelity? What would I do? And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to jail over anybody. Because that happens. There's people like,
absolutely.
Like you remember, like a couple years ago, we did an episode about the woman in Pennsylvania who threatened to kill her child. I think she did kill her child to get back at her boyfriend cheating on her.
Yes.
Killed her own child and went to jail. Like no one is worth it that much.
No,
and that shows
not at all.
You care more about that person than you care about yourself and your own child.
Absolutely.
So you really got to think about that. Where do you draw the line? And if you think of it in terms of just putting yourself first, and not in a sense that you disrespected me, so I got to get back at you, but just consequence-wise, what's going to be best for me? And if I do that, how's that going to impact me? What do I have to do?
Absolutely, Eric. And I think another thing you just said that was so great is that we aren't having these conversations before getting in relationships or before, not even that, before marriage. I mean, I really think it should be at the beginning of when you're having a relationship and it's moving forward towards being more serious. But like, we have to talk about these things because it always pops up and we're like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Or, oh, I didn't know that's how you were going to do it. How are you going to not know that? And you've been with a person for how many years? So it's really, really important to kind of have all these conversations. I think like we're also not taught to have these conversations at times because it's kind of like, oh no, that's you don't talk about that. That's taboo. We don't do that. But that's really, that's not really a good thing because then issues arise later down the road when things start to really happen.
Yeah. And it's no one has a magic ball to know like what.
Absolutely.
You hear all the time relationships are a risk, so sometimes there's certain things you can't really prevent, but when you're in it, there are a few things that you can do, to try to get yourself back together, and I'm thinking about Wendy in this case, but what one thing she has already done is she's already admitted to her problem. So
yes,
that's a great thing. She's already, and forget telling her people, her viewers, forget telling the world. She's admitted to herself, this is a problem and I'm getting help for it. She's been going to the sober house, according to, what she said on her show. She's going to the sober house. She has a coach, she's going to her meetings and she's trying to get help in that way. So that's a good first thing. So for anybody, you have to admit that there's an issue. And it doesn't have to be the same, like, oh, I have a problem, I relapse. But whatever the issue is, okay, I have this issue here. It's present. It's there. I acknowledge it. Then you can think about, what am I going to do about that?
Absolutely. How can I get help?
Right. And a big thing for Wendy with the sober house and her team, she has support.
Absolutely.
So
that's such a huge thing.
Yeah, real no support. Because I think, and none of this, we don't know for sure. We're not there. This is just what we've heard, what we've seen. But like, again, allegedly, she had relapsed, and her team or whoever her support is found her and hospitalized her. So you got to have good support. Imagine if she didn't or they weren't there, what could have happened?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It could have been a whole different way. And the fact that I think part of that too is the fact that she recognized, okay, I need to get help during this time, and I'm going to trust my supports to be able to help me during this time. So I think that's a positive as well.
Yep. You also have to reevaluate those in your circle, who's in your life, because this is a very trying time when you're like teetering that line of really not putting yourself first, you need good people in your life. You might have to clean
Yes.
the house.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I know the next big thing is seeking counseling or therapy. I mean, that's the next thing, because I know Wendy's actually talked about it on her show, and she's pretty distrustful of it from what I remember from what she said, that, you think these people are confidential, but you tell them stuff, and the next thing, no, it's confidential. It's other people.
And
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. No, and just to say, not to cut you off, but to say to you, I think part of it too is that some people, and I'm just going to put it out that, some therapists, especially in the celebrity world, I can imagine that things get out. So like for normal, like regular people, that's not, most therapists aren't doing that. So I can understand why, in some sense, Wendy may, like, something must have been found out about on her in some way for her to feel that way.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit harder. You really, really, as a celebrity, have to find trustful people.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understand that part of it, but she can't denounce everyone just because she had one or two bad experiences.
Right. Because therapy would be very helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, in this case, Akilah, you think there's any other tips?
No. I think it really is about, like, making sure you're taking care of yourself, no matter if you're in a relationship or not.
Exactly. Always got to be the best you for you. For you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we will catch y'all next time.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to HeartsChat today, where we speak from the heart. We hope that you enjoyed our show. Catch us every Sunday and Tuesday on our YouTube channel and our website, which is HeartsChatRadioshow.com. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages at HeartsChat Radio on Instagram and at HeartsChat on Twitter and Facebook.
We love to hear from you. If you have any questions or topics that you want us to talk about, email us at HeartsChat@HeartsChatRadioshow.com. And for all of your personal relationship questions, visit our website, HeartsChatRadioshow.com, and click the From Erica's Heart tab. Your question will be answered within 24 hours. Thank you for listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart.